Folks, Vinny D here, back with another fantastic video, and today I'm going to be talking about drowning out the fucking noise. And what I mean by the noise, I mean the fucking negative influences of limiting beliefs that come from other people in our society. Sounds a little extreme, but I'm going to get into it. It's really funny how I actually got to the point where I decided to make this video, because today I decided I was going to do a prank. And in this prank, I told 15 of the closest people to me that I was going to uproot and move to Texas because I still owned a portion of this moving company, and I was going to sell my portion in the business, do the transaction in Austin, and everything was going to be great. I was going to stay down there for a while, and then I was going to come back, and I was going to move in with my ex-girlfriend. And I completely made this up. None of this was true. But for the sake of studying human nature, here are the results that I found. So after I texted all of these people this thing, within 15 minutes, I started to have the reactions. And note this now, every single reaction that I had during this experiment was a fear-based reaction. Everyone immediately went to the pessimistic, limiting view. It was like, that's not a good idea, you shouldn't be doing this. Even though it's going to be a beneficial thing in expanding my life out of this, everything here is great right now. But just the idea of hey, I'm going to go do more. Everyone went into fear. I had one person call me and literally tell me, screaming at me, that I was an idiot. That they're fucking done with my shit. Literally lost it. That was my dad. Isn't that interesting? So I had another person tell me, yo man, you can't do this, this isn't a good idea, how you're being selfish. Interesting, right? So it got really bad really fast, to say the least, and I was really surprised at how people were reacting. My three closest peers that I talk to now, even my three closest peers had a terrible reaction. They came here to my house just to talk to me and essentially talk me out of it. Very interesting. Then after I disclosed to them that this whole thing was a joke, they proceeded to tell me, after you told us, we were talking shit about you, we were baffled, we didn't know what to do, which is if someone's talking shit, you're just afraid or insecure, right? Why else would you talk shit about someone at any given point? Yeah, there's people that I see that I don't want to emulate or be like in any way whatsoever, but I'm not gonna talk shit. Sometimes I do just for the fucking humor of it, but they were serious, and this was an emotionally charged subject for them. But weirdly, what I was going to do was going to better my life. Now, it was all hypothetical, and it was a fake, made-up thing. But the interesting thing here is that everyone had a negative, fear-based perspective and opinion upon what I was going to do with my life. This is a super powerful thing because it happens all the time in all of our lives with everything we do. Everything we do is based on our belief system. And if we believe that something is not possible for us, we either start and stop once we decide that it's no longer possible, or we don't start at all because we have decided, based on something that someone else told us, that we can't do this, we shouldn't do this, whatever fucking reason it is. And I think early on in my entrepreneurial career, I suffered very much from a susceptibility to negative influence. Lucky for me, I had some level of persistence and faith within myself to continue on my journey. And every single time that I pushed past the doubt, I started to realize how fucked people's thinking actually is. And the really scary part is that people don't do this intentionally. Do you think intentionally that your friends and family don't want to see you successful? I don't think so. I think my friends and family want me to succeed. So why are they trying to get me to stop doing the things that would expand my life. And I believe that the reason that they do this is because they have created these limitations for themselves in their own mind, right? Whether it's because of fear, whether it's because someone told them that it couldn't be possible, whether it's just from ignorance in general, which that's usually part of it, big part of it. They project onto you, onto me, exactly what they believe to be true for themselves, which is a very scary proposition. If we are not diligent about realizing that people are going to project fears and limitations onto us, we will fall victim, and it will lead to one of three things. It will lead to inaction, it will lead to quitting, and it will lead to fear-based procrastination. I guess that's the same thing as inaction, but it can come at varied times. Like, I know a good example from my life would be when I went to start my first business. And my first business was a clothing brand. I started this clothing brand, and I was immediately met with resistance from everyone. Like, it was just doubt, nothing but doubt. Luckily for me at that time, I was a nerd, so I literally just locked myself away from my friends, away from my family. I was already fucking black sheep out of my family, but I locked myself away, and I didn't allow I didn't even get any of their opinions. I didn't give a fuck. All I did, the only opinions I looked for was I would draw up these designs and I'd go around to everyone. I'd be like, in school, and I'd say like, hey, would you wear this? Would you wear this? And once I found one that a lot of people said they'd wear, I put it on a t-shirt, made an order form, and sold it. And throughout this entire time, I'm literally doing this and having success, and I'm getting fucking brushed back from my parents, which is like, what are you doing? You need to focus on school. You need to focus on your fucking algebra class, or I don't even fucking remember. Or like my friends saying, for sure, or my ex-girlfriend's mom saying, you really need to get a real job. Even though I'm at this point, I'm literally making thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, selling t-shirts to kids at school. And I have my ex-girlfriend's mom telling me I need to get a real job, telling her to tell me this. I mean, fucking A. And I'm fucking 17, 18 years old. Of course I'm like susceptible. Like, I care. I still care about the opinions of other people. And I actually probably care more about the opinions of other people now than ever. But I have just found better ways to find that validation. And I guess just part of it is realizing that I do seek validation, that I want validation. So then being careful when like I say, hey, I'm gonna go do this, and someone's like, no, you can't do that, and here's why. Oh, like you're gonna go start a YouTube channel? I heard that's really hard. I heard it's really hard to make money. I heard you have to like go viral or like whatever the fuck. They don't fucking know because they're ignorant as shit because they've never fucking done it. Never in their life have they never thought it was possible for them. Therefore, they never took the attempt to actually go after it. Therefore, they know nothing. Therefore, I don't need to listen to any of their beliefs around it. On the flip side, what helps me to overcome this susceptibility to fear-based limitation thinking is like when I do start to feel like I am wasting my time or like things aren't going to work out or whatever the fuck, because that shit does happen inevitably. I have programming in my head from my parents, from school, from all the shit in my past, from ex-girlfriends' moms that like I can't do this, right? And I shouldn't do this, or this, like, I'm gonna fuck my life up, or like, oh, it's risky, whatever the fuck excuse is. But what I find helps me today, three things. One is I have found a core group of people that they believe in me as much as I believe in myself. Actually, as a matter of fact, some of these people believe more in my capabilities for what's possible for me than I believe in myself. And I talk to those people every day, more than anyone else. And the reason I do is because they literally remind me every day, yeah, it's already done. Like, it's already done. All you have to do is show up and put the work in, and it's guaranteed to happen. It's guaranteed to happen. The second thing that helps me is opening my fucking eyeballs and seeing that it's happening. Instead of going on Instagram and seeing some fucking jacked motherfucker who's got all these girls on him and showing his fucking $100 million bank account, instead of getting jealous and fucking talking shit, which is really just me being afraid of limiting, because I've already created this limitation for myself, so I'm going to talk shit and create all these justifications for why he's a fucking piece of shit, selfish asshole with no life, and his life's probably so miserable because all he does is care about money. But really, what I should be doing, which is what I do now, which helps me all the time, I go watch these motherfuckers and I want to emulate them. I see what they're, instead of seeing a couple things from them and then judging them and then justifying to myself why I would never want to be like that. I'm going to say, what is this person doing? And how can I do the same thing? Which is what I'm doing right now, is I'm emulating 10, 15 people that I fucking have watched this content, which created a belief in me. I've watched all their content. And the reason I did is because, holy fuck, they're doing it. Whether it's creating YouTube, whether it's building startups successfully and selling them, whether it's building these huge businesses, whether it's having a successful, unsocietally fucking framed relationship, it's possible, and I'm gonna do it. If this person can do it, I can do it, right? And then the third thing that helps me immensely is having a connection, for me, with a higher power. Because if I believe that there is a power greater than myself, which I do believe this, I believe there is a power that's greater than myself, that resides in me, resides in everything, and they can hear, see, do, it's omnipresent, omnipotent, right? If I have this connection with a higher power, there's no room for fear. Because if I believe that this higher power wants me to be abundant, wants me to feel love, wants me to feel gratitude, wants me to have the fullest expression of life that is capable for a human being or a human man, then I don't have shit to be afraid of. The only thing I should fear is the power of that fucking higher power. Because it's so omnipresent, so omnipotent, and so intertwined to everything that is. If I'm putting my feet on the ground and putting in the work, and I trust that this power is just, I'm going to get there with this power. And I guess that's it. Those three things: the people you surround yourself with, surrounding yourself with a core group of people, and if you don't have those people right now, that's fine. But it's surrounding yourself with those core people that believe in you and tell you you're going to do it. And don't let you co-sign you on your bullshit. Like, oh, if you're not taking action, it's like, hey, why are you afraid? Why aren't you working? Why aren't you doing more? Because you're capable of doing more, right? But if you don't have those people, which I didn't have those people for a long time in my life during this process, I used the tools in front of me, which is the second one I said, which is going and finding these creators online that are doing it. They have turned content creation into their life. They have turned building a business around their hobby that they love to do into their life. There are athletes out there that have turned the sport they love to do into the way they make money. Why not me, right? So if you don't have the people, go fucking find them online. Emulate them. Realize that these people are real. They're doing shit. When you see a motherfucker who has 375,000 views on every other fucking YouTube video, and then you go back to the first video he has, he's got like 500 views, and it's just like him raggedy walking around with his iPhone. That's how you start. And then the third thing is just like believing. And if you're agnostic and you don't have a conception of a higher power, first of all, you're lying to yourself, because everyone has a conception of God. Regardless if you think you do or don't, we all know that there's something bigger than us out there. But if you're agnostic, believe in the universe, believe in the power of the law of attraction, believe in the manifestation, believe that what you think you will eventually have, right? And if you can do those things, then everything that everyone's fucking saying, your family, your friends, your fucking teachers, your fucking peers, about why you can't do this, why you shouldn't do that, why you can't have a successful YouTube channel, why you can't be a successful entrepreneur, why you can't quit your job and be happier, why you can't have a relationship that's societally framed, none of that's going to matter if you surround yourself with the right people, seek the correct information, and realize that there's people already doing it, and trust in a power greater than yourself. If you can do those things, you are going to be able to create the momentum necessary to stay down until you come up, put the work in consistently on a daily basis, and when fear arises, realize that it is nothing but fucking false reality that you've created in your head. And instead of succumbing to it through inaction, procrastination, or quitting, you're going to stay the fuck down and you're going to continue to pound on the lever that's going to give you the result if you do it for a long enough, unreasonable amount of time. And that's it. I really appreciate you watching the video. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button because I'm trying to grow this fucker to the moon. Let's fucking go.